Shout out to A1 Don for the beat. Shout out to Chef Tim Atlanta. Shout out to him. I'd like to welcome y'all to the LK Sport Podcast. On this episode, we'll be going over Game 1 playoff matchups, upcoming Game 2s. We'll talk top 5 MLB teams right now. And we got some news as well as we get this pod started. Before we do that, what's up with your G-Money?
What's up? What's up? Happy Tuesday.
I know, right? Let's get started.
Breaking news.
Something new. You want to tell them about Jalen Hurts?
Yeah, the Eagles extended Jalen Hurts today. 5 years, $255 million, 55 point whatever million, but that's $179 guaranteed.
You're a Cowboy fan. How you feel about it?
I mean, it's a lot of money. I mean, that's what you have to do. I'm never gonna hate on anybody getting their money. But I mean, that's the world they live in now in the NBA and in the NFL. Guy has one really good season and gets paid, but I mean, he was a second round pick, so his contract's up after this year, so they had to pay him. I mean, it's a lot of money. I can only imagine what the Joe Burrow contract's going to be.
Yeah, I'm telling you, that thing ain't gonna be fat. You think that's something? Just wait. I mean, I think, like you said, it's something that had to be done. I mean, he did well for them last year. I think they still got pretty much bringing the same offense back. I think you can expect some of the same things from them this year, and then he did it well last year. I'm pretty sure he can do a decent job this year. I don't think he's just going to turn into Johnny Manziel or something overnight. I think he'll be very decent for them. I think at this point we see what quarterbacks going through and teams going through when they don't have a quarterback. I don't think they want to go through that. They got a pretty good team for the next few years, and they want to keep it intact.
Yeah, it's hard. You can't. It would be nice if they could just wait till the end of the season to see if you could put it together. But I mean, being a Cowboy fan, hopefully he is the next Carson Wentz, Baker Mayfield, RG3. Has that one good season. And
I'm a little sensitive with RG3. I don't think he didn't take them many hits as he did. He would have had a pretty good.
Yeah, no, I mean, but I'm saying, but he was really good, and then just wasn't really good after that. Whether injuries, whatever, for whatever reasons. But. I'd be okay if that happened here. I mean, no, I don't wish injury upon anybody, but I'm just saying, if he dives down, I'm not gonna hate on it.
Hey man, I ain't got nothing else to say about it. Commanders got a deal of a $6.05 billion agreement in place for Dan Snyder to sell the team. I hope he does it. I mean, from what I don't know the man personally, everything you read, he's a piece of shit.
That's what it sounds like.
Yeah, so I mean,
so he's just gonna get $6 billion. I mean,
that's
man.
I know, right? Let's just move on. Let's get started to the game ones of the weekend. We're gonna start off in the East. We had Brooklyn, Philly, 121-101. Mikal Bridges gave you 30 and 5. Joel Embiid only played 33 minutes, gave you 26, 5, 3. 2 blocks, 2 steals, and James Harden gave you 23, 4, and 13. When you're watching this game, you can see that Philadelphia is just a superior team to Brooklyn. Brooklyn don't have enough scoring. Nick Claxton has his hand full with Embiid. Anybody has his hands full with Embiid. James Harden.
He's too big for him. As good as a defensive player is, he's too big for him.
And James Harden just did James Harden things. He turned back the hands of time a little bit. He's dishing, getting to the line. He's assisting.
He hit 7 threes.
I mean, that helps a lot too. It's just one of those things. Like you said, Knicks hope to get one maybe, and who we'll see if I'm kind of lost for words when it comes to Brooklyn right now, because it's like you got to be happy you got here and just accept it and get ready for next season. I mean,
maybe package a bunch of those really good players into. Bringing like a start. Maybe that's where a Dame ends up if he ends up moving or something like that. But I'll tell you one thing with that game though. Watching if Harden can turn back the clock like that, they're going to be a tough out for sure. So
one thing I do want to point out, Ben Simmons would be perfect right now for Brooklyn, the guard, James Harden, aggravate him, getting the passing lanes. It would make for a much better series. It adds for the excitement of the Philadelphia drama to it as well. But, it is what it is. Move on to Hawks, Celtics blowout game. But there's some signs of hope, I guess you can say, if you're an Atlanta fan like me. He was down 32, got it back down to 12. Trey, let me give you a couple stats before I talk about Trey. DeJounte gave you 24, 8, and 6. Trey gave you 16, 3, and 8, but we was only 5 for 18 from the field and 1 from 5 from Trey.
And Murray was 0 for 6 from 3 too, so 1 for 11 between the two of them.
Yeah, they'll never. But Jaylen Brown 29, 12, 3, and Tatum 25, 11, and 2. But only good thing that came from this. Well, you had two things I noticed. I'm gonna start with the Trae Young part of it. You notice Trae Young didn't play majority of the fourth quarter, and that's some of the best ball the Hawks played. It was just rough for Trae because if Trae does well off the pick and roll, he get a disadvantage on a guard or a forward or a center. But with Boston, you got Derek White, then you get picked, then you might have Smart on you, then you get picked again. You got Brown on you, then you get picked again. You got Jason Tatum on him. So it's just so rough for him to score at his size and a team that plays great defense like those guys, individual defensive players that Boston Celtics have. It's just so hard for Trae to score in this series. But don't get me wrong, he's going to have a game. He's going to have things when shit is falling, and the team is not going to shoot as poorly as it did this game. Monday night when they play, I think you'll see a better Hawks team, and if Celtics not careful, I think the Hawks gonna come out, shoot better. Trae got to play better. I mean, it's nothing much. I mean, you can't get much worse than how he played, and they might try to steal one in Boston, but like I said, unless Boston comes out flat and miss some shots and just some open jumper, it might be just the Hawks night. I can see them getting one here and maybe getting one at home, but all in all, I just don't see them winning this series. And Boston side, it was just, I think they got up by 32 and got lackadaisical and like, okay, we better than them. And some of the layups that they got was, oh my God, Atlanta's defense was atrocious. And I mean, it's nothing much. That's what I seen from game one. So.
Yeah, no, I think it's fun. I mean, if you want any, hope for Atlanta, like you said, and basically what you said is they shot 17% from 3 and 38% from the field. So like the chances are they're not going to shoot that bad moving forward. Right. I agree. Boston's going to win this series, but I think, if they can shoot a little bit better than that, they can sneak a game or two. I mean, again, I'd love to see them win the series, being here in the ATL and, how much I love.
Bar injury.
How much I love all the Boston teams.
Bar injury, they don't have a chance. And then even if one of those main guys get injured over there, I think Boston team is pretty good over there. And they didn't even play Grant Williams. They didn't play Sam Hauser that much. The bigs didn't play as well. I mean, Horford did his thing. Rob Williams did. They contested shots. But all in all, your two big guys came and played, and they took over that game. We're going to move on to your team, the Orange and Blue Skies.
Orange and Blue Skies. Orange and Blue Skies.
They went into Cleveland and took one. 101-97 defensive game, very low scoring compared to today's game. I'm going to talk. Brunson gave you 27, 2 and 2. Julius Randle gave you 19, 10 and 4. He played very well. He was very physical in this game. He bumped me. He was a goddamn wrecking ball out there. He bumped people. He let people know he was here. And on the Cleveland side, you got Donovan Mitchell balled out 38, 5 and 8. He also had 3 steals and a block. He did everything. My only problem with Cleveland, you got Darius Garland, an all-star caliber point guard. He only had 1 shot in the fourth quarter, and he only had 1 assist for the game. That's something you can look forward to because I'd be damn if that going to ever happen again because it was just – I don't know what was going on. I knew that Donovan had hot hands, so he was giving it to him more. But at the end of the day, like I said, you're an all-star caliber point guard. You got to step up in these games. You got to have more than 1 assist. You got to dish the rock and score the rock as well. They're going to need you to win this series. And on Monday night, I think you see that. And I think this series will be tied 1-1.
No, it was good. It was a great game. and then Brunson too. He was in foul trouble in the first half, so he only played. He scored 27 points in 30 minutes. Right. He had 21 in the second half. He was really, really good. I mean, Josh Hart giving you 17 off the bench and playing the defense that he plays was great too. Something that look interesting moving forward in this series too is that down the stretch, and I love Mitchell Robinson, love that guy. He's a great offensive rebounder, and he had 5 offensive rebounds in the game. Only he didn't play down the stretch. They played Hartenstein. Interesting too was when you look at the stats too. The Robinson's plus minus for the game was minus 15. And Hartenstein was plus 19. Yeah. So, interested. Sometimes, I think obviously Robinson's the guy, but sometimes matchup based, you make things, and it's good. I'm, glad to see that, that Tibbs was able to adjust to that and played maybe the right guy for that game at least. So, and
I also know the New York Knicks were leaving Okoro open for that corner 3. He couldn't hit one. He was 0 for 4 or something like that. And then they went to, what's his name? Seti or something. He hit 2 out of 3. Yeah. It's just some adjustment you got to make. But at the end of the day, your stars play. You got Allen give you 40 minutes. Donovan played 40-plus minutes. Gardner played 40-plus minutes, and he only had 13 to 10. He was 7 from 13. He was over 50% from the field. I feel like you got to take – I get it. When people get hot hands, you want to what's the word I'm looking for? It ain't prefer to him. It's defer to him. I couldn't get it out. There you go. But – they're going to need him to win this series. And what's up with Ricky Rubio?
He didn't play him. He only played 6 minutes in the game. That was a big thing, too. The bench in this game was huge. The Knicks outscored him 37-14 from the bench scoring. And that was.
Are they missing? I know, and I mentioned in the last part, they missed Kevin Love this game. When Evan Mobley and Allen not getting you buckets, Kevin Love can get you a bucket. He can shoot a corner 3. He can rebound. And you're going to miss him. And just like in the Miami game, which we're going to get to, Love played a pretty good game. You're not going to give you the Minnesota Timberwolves numbers, but he took a charge, which we're going to get to and all that stuff. But they're missing Kevin Love. They need another big right now. Your next big is what, Wade? Dean Wade? Come on, man. And you can't expect. If any one of your bigs getting real foul trouble, you're in trouble. So.
Yeah, and LeVert gave them nothing either, and LeVert's supposed to be like their main scorer off the bench too. So, and he gave them one from 7 for the field and 3 points. Like that's just not gonna. They're not gonna do that. They do. Cleveland has problems. They're great defensively, but they do have problems scoring the rock sometimes. So that's gonna be. I still expect them to come back, and I expect this to be a very long series.
Yeah, I am looking forward to it. Next, possibly the best game of the weekend. We got Warriors at Kings. 123-126, King took it down. Curry gave you 36 and 2. Clay gave you 21, 6 and 5. De'Aaron started the game. He came out first playoff game of his career, gave you 38, 1 and 5 with 3 steals. Then you had the other Kentucky kid, Malik Monk, give you 32 off the bench. And the bonus was Sabonis. I brutalized his first name, but Sabonis wasn't a great game for him. He still gave you 12, 16, and 2 and 3 steals. So that's a bright star for you as well. So you can't expect Monk to give you 32, but other guys can chip in to get 32 in the Herders and the Barnes and things of that nature.
Lyles was great off the bench as well, too.
Lyles played some great minutes for you. So I think it's going to be one of the great series here. They play on Monday night. I can see it 1-1, but I would love to see it 2-0 because I took Kings in 7. And I'm sticking by it. And on the Warrior side, Wiggins came in like he didn't miss a beat. He played 28 minutes, gave you 17 points. He took a couple trades in crucial moments. I think you could have deferred and let your star shoot them, but end of the day, you're open. You need to shoot it.
And he looked good defensively too, which is probably his biggest role there now. But he for being out all that time, he looked really good.
He didn't shoot a great percentage from 3. He was like 1 for 8. So I think you need to step inside, get to the lane, create a shot for somebody else. If your shot not falling, but I get it. Your first game back, you're excited, and like I said, this was an awesome game. If you sat down and watched this game, it was everything that you wanted. But I'm gonna let you go ahead.
Yeah, no, it was great. It was an awesome game. Like I said, probably either that or the Knicks game, probably the best arguably the best game from start to finish. It's the Kings. I'm still picking the Warriors to win the series. When we talked about this in the last pod, I would have been almost shocked if the Kings won this series. They've changed my mind with that now. They didn't look like the moment was too big for them for being Harrison Barnes is literally the only guy that has like playoff experience there. But if they win this series now, I'm not going to be shocked. I'm still picking Golden State. I think Sacramento had to win game one just to kind of show that they, that we're here. And they did. And I think it's going to be a good long series.
Facts. I'll be up for that one. Every game of this series, I don't give a damn. 10 o'clock, 11:30. Work going to have to wait in the morning. I'm just going to be sleepy because this is a great series, and I'm happy for it. Let's move on. L.A. at Memphis. L.A. won 128 to 112. The score really doesn't tell what happened at the end. They went on like a 10-0 run at the end there. So it was a close game. Ja went out with a hand injury. It was something that was bothering him before the game, if I'm not mistaken, and it got worse when Anthony Davis took a charge. So that's and he's out. He did a recent interview, said it doesn't look good. The pain is a 10. So he's not looking good for Wednesday. Right now, if you go to the betting site, I think LA is -1.5.
Correct.
So it's looking as if Ja is playing, I'm guessing. I don't know.
That's got to be it's in Memphis, and I think if they knew Ja was playing, Memphis is probably favorites. But that sounds like a line that's like they know he's iffy,
right?
But if they announce him out, I imagine that line will jump up to even more points for the Lakers.
The star of the show was Rui. Rui gave you 29, 6, and 1. Then you had Reeves give you 23. D'Angelo gave you 19 and 7. AD gave you 22 and 12, 7 blocks. And then, LeBron doing a lazy 21, 11, and 5.
2 steals and 3 blocks as well.
Yeah, so, complete team effort. And right now, them boys look tough. They played very well. Even though that game was close, I never felt like Memphis was winning that game. I thought LA controlled the game. I think LA and this team that Pelinka put together here. Hey, man, I'm gonna give you another round of applause, Chief. Vanderbilt, guarded Ja from the jump. I thought he might guard him during the fourth quarter or something. Since tip, Vanderbilt harassed Morant all the way up and down the court. I don't know, man. And on Memphis side, Bang gave you 22, and Triple J gave you 31. So and
he had a great game.
Yeah, and I'm gonna go ahead and say it. Without Ja, Memphis don't stand a chance.
They don't. I'll disagree a little bit where the Lakers were in complete control the whole game. It wasn't going to be. I know. But it was a 4-point game when he got hurt. It was a 4-point game with like 5 minutes left or whatever it was. So I think it could have. I think it could have went, and it could have went either way. But yeah, no. No Ja, no chance. Like there's no. I'd be. Again, being very surprised. There are injury. You can't predict injuries, but if if something happened to somebody on the Lakers, like you never know. But. It's going to be tough. We'll see.
Yeah.
I don't know why I have this feeling. I don't know. I have this feeling he's going to play. I don't know why. Like I know every sign points to him not playing. Mm-hmm. And maybe he's trying to sell it a little bit. Like, but if it's not broken, how do you not play? How do you not play? It's the NBA playoffs, and especially because what happened this year, he got hurt. Not that he could have the injury he had last year in the playoffs. There was no playing, of course, but he's gonna start to get that reputation now. It's like which people have talked about because can a guy his size play the way he does,
right,
and not get banged up? And it's gonna be if he's misses significant time here and they go out again, it's gonna be 2 playoffs in a row where he got hurt. He was playing well. He was 18 for 14. He was 18 for 14 from the field, 2 for 3 from 3.
Yeah.
So it's not like they were he wasn't shooting a ton, but it's not like they were like completely shutting him down. So
right. No Ja. I'm looking at the stat sheet. It's just they don't have enough. This Laker team is too all around and complete right now. Any one of those guys, Schroeder can come through one night, and you got Beasley still ain't had his unbelievable 3-point night. I'm patiently waiting on that one. AD can give you 30 and 15 one night. This team is too much. You have nobody to guard AD. Xavier Tillman can't do it. They play Adama in crucial minutes. That's definitely not going to get it done. So, I mean,
Jackson can cover him, but you have to be worried about him. You got to try to keep him out of foul trouble, especially now being like your best offensive player, along with being. He is going to maybe win Defensive Player of the Year. So,
yeah, let's move on. Miami at Milwaukee. They went in Milwaukee and took one. It was 130 to 117. Jimmy Butler had an outstanding night. 35, 5 and 11, 3 steals. Bam gave you 22, 9 and 7. Tyler Hero. Let me get that going on. Broken hand. Yeah, man. I moved everything around. Know what I did with it, but broken hand. Crucial.
Interesting that they're saying he's out for game 2, but like that's all they're saying.
With a broken hand?
Yeah, I know. That's like all they said. He's out for game 2, not like he's out for the playoffs or anything like that. Which is, I'm not sure. And it's a shooting hand, I believe, too. So right. I don't know how he's.
He made a 3 with a broken hand. Did you see that?
Yeah, I mean, maybe there's a broken bone in there that after maybe they do something and he can play. Again, the first round does last like 3 weeks, so maybe that's I don't know, but but I can't imagine he's going to be playing again. And then obviously Giannis.
Yeah, Giannis left the game with back something. They said I can't tightness or something. They said it was
contusion back, and he landed really hard on his back, but I think he'll be back.
Yeah, they say it's more precautionary than anything. He'll be back for game 2. But they Middleton, bright spot for the Bucks. He gave you 33, 9 and 4. He looked good, looked like his old self again. With that and with Giannis back, it's gonna be rough to beat. Giroux gave you 16 and 16 assists. Come on now.
Didn't shoot the ball well, but he's. That's 16 assists. Is pretty
good, man.
Pretty good.
And Bobby gave you 21 off the bench. So, even without Giannis, I think this team can beat the Heat. Brook Lopez didn't play well. Bam got the best of them. Game 1. We'll see, man. Yeah. But even out Giannis, I don't think this Miami team shouldn't beat the Bucks. Me personally, I don't think so.
Yeah, they could maybe. It's a shame. I agree. Milwaukee's the better team, of course, but the way Miami played in this game, it's kind of a shame that Giannis left the game because the way Miami played, I think even if Giannis had played, they may have won this game. Mm-hmm. But Miami scoring 130 points. Yeah. That's not really their DNA. No. And even I know you talked about them with the Cavs and even Kevin Love. Kevin Love hitting 4 threes like that. I think he's okay off the bench or whatever. Occasionally, he's going to do this. Occasionally, I don't think he would do as much for the Cavs as you think he does. But he's a nice little piece to come off the bench. That's going to happen. That's not going to happen a lot nowadays with what he does.
Listen, Kevin Love on possibly with the Cavaliers game 1 beat y'all. Kevin Love, I think y'all underestimate what he brings to a team. His IQ, they could have used him for scoring, period, because Evan Mobley couldn't score the ball. He's not there yet. But on defensively, he got it going on. And they could have used him to spread the floor for Garland and Mitchell. Mitchell drive kick to Kevin Love, hit a couple trades in that game. It flips that game over just like this game. 4 from 7. Maybe 18 points, 8 rebounds.
But I'm saying you don't see that.
Any team can take that.
They can, but they think that's a rarity with him now. And I love Kevin Love. Kevin Love, but I think that's a rarity nowadays. And he's a major defensive liability now.
Right.
Then that's the other problem. Not like it's not Kevin Love that was won a championship with LeBron.
He helped for sure.
No, for sure. In the right role, he helps out, but.
I smell a Kevin Love hater somewhere in the air.
There is no Kevin Love hate from this guy. There is no Kevin Love. I'm a fan of Kevin Love.
All right. I put this maybe the game. Okay, Clippers game, Clipper Phoenix, Knicks for you, Knicks Cleveland, and Golden State Sacramento. Which one you think was the game of the weekend for you?
Man, I would probably put the Knicks game third. as good as it was. Plus, I have like a rooting interest in that game, so I watch it a little bit differently. So it makes it a little bit. I really enjoyed this game and the Sacramento game. This game, because it's crazy these two teams are playing in the first round, and this is like either one of these teams can win, like could win an NBA championship. Do I get crazy and say whoever wins this series wins the NBA championship?
I'm big on LA. Let's go Lakers.
Let's go. I'm going to say whoever wins the series wins the NBA championship.
I got them. Whoever wins this series can beat Denver, but I don't know about
I'll probably pick Denver in the next round.
But Denver look good. We'll get to them though. They did play Minnesota, but Lakers Phoenix 115-110. Home team is Phoenix. They're the 4 seed. Kawhi gave you 38-5-5. Zubac 12-15. Russell Wilson 9-11-8 was only 3 for 19 from the field. We'll get to that. KD gave you 27-9-11. Booker gave you 26-1-3 with 4 steals, 3 blocks, and Ayton 16 field goal attempt, which I have a problem with. I made sure I wrote that down. It's no way Ayton should be taking 16 field goal attempts if they're not lobs or tips. Or it sounds like you're running offense for DeAndre Ayton, and that's not the move for winning when you got a top 10 player, possibly all time, Kevin Durant on your team. And Paul, I'm going to say it, Paul look old sometimes. I mean, it's just some things, some kinks. I mean, you got the team to get it done. It's going to be, when your starters are not playing, it's rough on y'all. You can balance just like the Lakers do, AD and LeBron and Booker and Kevin Durant, but once they do that, neither one of them, you double team the man. Then you got Shaman Ogogie, if I said his name right.
Something like that.
But one time they had out there Booker, Wainwright, Ogogie, Jock Landale, and Ish Rainwhite. I think I might mention his name already. And they were just doubling Booker. They switched the game. When Clippers started doubling Booker with that lineup out there, it effed things up for them. It was like they lost all the little momentum that they had and just switched the game on. So it's what's his name? Coach Monty Williams gonna have to figure out a way if you're gonna have Booker out there by himself, you got to have Ayton out there with him or Paul out there with him or somebody, another threat. Because you could switch. I can see you switching Booker out for Kevin Durant with that score. I think Kevin Durant can see over somebody and find an open man. It's easier to trap a 6'6" Booker than a 7-foot Kevin Durant, because he can just shoot over a double team. He can look over a double team. I mean, but kudos to the Clippers though. I'm gonna give you all the credit. You went into Phoenix, you got it done. Kawhi doing playoff Kawhi things. Westbrook, terrible shoe night, but he did a lot of intangible things. He had the clutch free throws at the end, the crucial block against Booker in the closing minutes. He wasn't afraid. They tried to get Kawhi that ball at the end, but he attacked Booker, got the foul, and went to the free throw line and knocked him down.
Yeah, 11 rebounds, 8 assists as well too.
Yeah.
He does what. And there's nobody going to be there. There really is never going to be anybody on the court playing harder than
this series.
It's just mad. It's just it shows you like why team. Building a team and team competition. He was so bad on the Lakers. He was so bad on the Lakers because they had but nobody could shoot there. And so it was like he was just a really bad fit there. But he goes, stays in the building, moves teams, and now he starts. He's going to be, if they're going to make a run here, he's going to be an important part of this. I think forget because we've all been talked about Durant and Booker and all this kind of stuff. And the Clippers have kind of been, especially with no Paul George, have kind of been forgot about here. But they're still as deep as a team as there is in the NBA. These guys like Gordon and Highland and Plumlee and Powell all coming off the bench. It's like Marquise Morris didn't even play. It's a really deep team, and that may end up being the difference because, like you were talking about, Phoenix is not, they have as good as a starting lineup as there is in basketball, but that's about it. About it. And what the thing about with Ayton, I'm okay with him getting. 16 is not a ton of shots, but KD was a willing passer yesterday. He had 11 assists. I don't think he Like he didn't take a shot in the third quarter or something like that because he was just, but he had like he had like 6 assists. So I think it's game flow. I'm okay with Ayton. I'm okay with him scoring, like that. And I mean, Durant still got 27 because he went to the free throw line 10 times. But I think this is a long, I mean, that's as good as basketball as you're going to see in that series. But you see a little bit of, Maybe maybe this is maybe that's why this is probably the better series. If because this is, you'll see some defense in this series. You won't see any defense in the Warriors Sacramento series. It looks like, but yeah, this is gonna be a fun one too. I will watch these games.
Another thing for Phoenix, they missed Cameron Payne in this game. Cameron Payne is not the star, but he gets the job done.
CP15.
I know, right? He gets the job done. He hit occasional threes. He knows what to do. He's been with this team a couple of years now, and you can show that they missed him this game. They could have used him for 15 to 20 minutes or however long. If he had a hot hand, he could have took the place of Chris Paul. Because, like I said, Chris Paul couldn't get it going. Like I said, he finally looked like he looked his age. And I mean, in this series, you need your top level athletes because this game night in, night out. This game is going to come down to the fourth quarter, and you're going to need your ballers got a ball. So I'm excited for the rest of this series.
Absolutely,
it's another one I'm staying up to watch. I don't care.
This will go at least 6 games. This series.
Sorry, boss. I'm on the way. Stayed up a little bit. Last but not least, Minnesota and Denver.
It kind of was least, but
yeah, it is.
In terms of the game.
109-80. It was over at halftime. Not much.
It wasn't even that close. Yeah. Like that 29-point lead. It wasn't like that was the game wasn't even that close.
It was. I went to sleep. I made sure I was like, okay.
I finished it. I finished.
How?
Well, I wonder. Inside the NBA. I mean, I didn't have to get up this morning. Yeah. Inside the NBA is great with Barkley and those guys too. He's actually the one that joked. He said that he's like they won by 29 and it wasn't even that close. But yeah, they Cat coming up big again. Cat
is corny personally, but I like it. He can play basketball, and I think that he showed he can get it done. And it was just one of those games. Everybody, Ant didn't play. It was just Denver was very dumb. You can tell the team that sat and rested. You can tell the team that was better. You can just Minnesota just couldn't get it done on Sunday, and you can just tell why Denver was the number 1 team in the Western Conference. And
they played 14 guys yesterday.
Yes.
I mean, I know the score helps with that a little bit, but that's like with the Clippers. I think people forget because Denver kind of at the end of the season was resting people, struggling. People kind of, everybody's hot about Phoenix and about, Golden State and the Lakers. I think people forgot how deep of a team this is. Green off the bench, Bruce Brown off the bench. This Reggie Jackson played 4 minutes. Like, I mean, that's like, like this Bryant didn't play like this. It's a good team. It's a really good team. And when in the few minutes that Jokic played out there, I mean, he was abusing Cat too. He was Cat drew the. I was interested to see Cat on him more than Gobert. You would just think
Gobert is Gobert is so terrible, guys. He's so hard to watch. I mean, I know he catch a lot of flack, and I know he hear it some kind of way. And I know as a young man, I know that you're doing everything you can for a basketball team, and this is what you want to do, but it just ain't Gobert game no more. As you said in the previous part, it's 92,000 game, and it's just not fit for him. It's just so hard to watch him stand in the middle like a big Groot in the goddamn middle of the paint, and you get abused, especially with Jokic standing at the top of the key, dishing, and can just openly look or shoot it. It's just I don't know what Minnesota can do right now. I thought of sleepless night. Like, what can you really do?
They've invested all that. I don't think they're. Yeah. I mean, they're never getting anything close to what they gave up for him. I mean, I don't even know if another team gives you a first round pick for him, which is crazy to think. And they gave up 4 for him.
Yeah, he only shot 5 attempts. He had 13 rebounds, but it just.
Like, he's fine for he's fine in the paint and things like that. But in today's NBA, he's just, and he's actually like, if there's a team he's probably not going to get murdered against, it's Denver too. You know what I mean? Yeah. They're not quite, their bigs aren't super. I mean, Jokic does a lot and handles the ball, but he's not super athletic. But again, they weren't even having him cover Jokic. They had Towns on him for a lot of that game.
Well, their best lineup is Cat, Torian, Kyle Anderson, Ant-Man, Conley. That squad get together. They have a formidable chance to get a game or two here, but we go Bird, that regular, that it's not happening. I'm just gonna keep it G.
Yeah, this is maybe Minnesota gets a game here, maybe.
Yeah. Let's move on. Monday night we got Brooklyn, Philly. Philly is -10 favorite. I think they take the win. I'm gonna keep it short and simple. I think Brooklyn don't have enough. I will take Brooklyn to cover the +10, but they lose.
Yeah, I like Philly also. Points, I'd probably, if I was a betting man, I'd probably still take the points.
Yeah.
But again, I think Philly wins easy.
I think Brooklyn try to steal, go hard, try to steal this one. And I think, like I said, they'll cover. Other game, Monday night, big one. Golden State, Sacramento. Golden State -2. Over under 239.5.
Over. The over.
I know. I'm over, click, and I'm taking the points. I think Sacramento goes up 2-0.
I'm gonna take Golden State. Like I said, it's close. I want to see the Kings win. I just can't, like I said, I'm not going to, like I said, it's the Tom Brady thing and whatever. I'm just not going to pick against them until they're dead. And now with the Ja, like I said, I desperately wanted to see Golden State Memphis. And that's more than likely not going to happen now. So assuming that series keeps going the way, I will be rooting hard for the Kings because I'm ready for, much like with your Patriots and Tom Brady too, I'm ready for a new team.
Whatever. Tuesday night, we got...
Fortunately, we have that now in the NFL.
Yeah, they took over. We're at the bottom right now. We'll talk about it later. Tuesday night, we got Atlanta, Boston. Boston's -10 at home. I'm going to go Boston 2-0. Atlanta possible cover. If I was a bad man, I'd take those 10 points because they'll never have the shoe night they had. But then again, I don't think Boston will go up 32 again. So, yeah, I just stay away, but 10 is a lot with Trae Young playing as terrible as he did and that team shooting as poorly as it did. But, I still think it's Boston 2-0.
Yeah, I agree. And I think I would maybe lay the points here.
Yeah.
DraftKings has it at 10.5. So at that, I'd probably, I mean, again, I'm not going to be shocked if it's another blowout, but if I had a bet in the game, I would take the Hawks and the points.
Facts. Other Tuesday night game, we got New York Knicks, Cleveland -5. I got it going 1-1 back to New York and Cleveland. I'm gonna give up the points -5. I think they come out strong. If Knicks can't weather the storm, I think Cleveland's gonna carry it on through. Garden's gonna play better. Okoro hit a couple trades. Jay Allen, all them guys, Levert, they'll figure it out. And the Knicks go back home, happy going back to New York 1-1, and Cleveland just, puts it on them, beat them by 7 or 8 or something, and 1-1.
Yeah, I think again, I did pick the Knicks to win the series, but I think it's going to be a long series, and I don't see us winning 2 games in Cleveland, the first 2 games like this. They will probably have to win it. They will win another game in Cleveland, the Knicks. They will win another game there, just because they probably will lose a game at home because the Knicks are not a great home team. But yeah, I like Cleveland to even the series as well.
Facts. In the other Tuesday night game, you got Clippers Phoenix, which I'll be up for. 1-1. Keep it short and simple. Kevin Durant not gonna let that happen again. Booker not gonna let it happen again. Monty Williams not gonna have that slip up that he had with that Booker lineup again. Hopefully Cameron Payne be back. That team will get back to business. And it's 1-1 going back to LA.
Again, not much disagreement here from me. Long series. I think Phoenix comes out. I can see KD dropping a big number here. And they'll win this. They might even cover.
7.5.
7.5. Yeah, they might even cover this game. But the way these teams play defense, the way the Clippers play defense, though, it wouldn't shock me if it's closer. But I like Phoenix to tie
Let me
the series.
pause just for a minute. If Clippers somehow beat Phoenix game 2 on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being the most panic as a Phoenix fan, from 1 to 10, where would you fit in that schedule? fit in that.
If I'm a Phoenix fan,
Yeah, from
11.
11.
Yeah, you're freaking out. You're freaking out. You're like the Kevin Durant thing's exploded again. He is signed for a couple years, so moving forward, clearly they need to bring some more pieces in there to make that team a little bit deeper. But for as far as the season goes, yeah, you're like, damn, our season's over.
Over. Okay.
I mean, losing the first 2 games at home against a team like the Clippers. I mean, that's gonna be tough to come back from. I mean, again, if anybody can do it, Durant and these guys can do it. But I would think the series is over if the Clippers win game 2.
I'm with you on that, and my panic will be high. If I was a Phoenix Sun fan, I'd be shitting my britches like, what the hell is going on? And this Clipper team would get more applause. Tyronn Lue, shout out to him too, man. Let's get that kid. Tyronn Lue's doing a very good coaching job. So
maybe the best coach in the NBA.
I mean, I like Spoelstra.
I mean,
Spoelstra
is the man too, and obviously Popovich, but he has nothing.
Do we give Budenholzer credit because he got Giannis? Do we give him a little credit?
Yeah, I think he's. I mean, you're always a better coach when you have good players. I've always
shout out to Phil Jackson.
I mean, this is something we've yet to talk about that maybe down the road. I've brought it back a little bit. I've always thought coaching in the NBA is a little overrated. I used to think it was way overrated. Now I just think it's a little bit overrated. I mean, Phil Jackson's the greatest coach of all time. He had Michael Jordan and he had Kobe and Shaq, and then he had Kobe and Gasol. So it's like, it's. But you can't. I mean, in the league, you can't win without talent. It's not like it's not like other sports where coaching really it's far less important than it is. And we all know football is the most important, but I think it's a little. But I've said I've pulled that back a little bit because you've seen the difference that some coaches make and not. And it's like Budenholzer was a moron when he coached the Hawks, and now he's a genius. You know what I mean? It's like it's funny. It's funny how that works. A guy can't coach, and now he can coach. So
that's how it is.
And then in 2 weeks, the Lakers and Memphis play game 2. Right? In 2 weeks is it
Wednesday?
Wednesday. Okay, Wednesday.
Lakers Memphis. No Ja, no chance. With Ja, I still give Lakers a chance. Lakers -1.5 right now. I lay the points. I'm still taking Lakers. Lakers going back to LA up 2-0.
Yeah, if Ja doesn't play, for sure. I think if Ja plays, really plays, Memphis evens it up. But if he doesn't play, the Lakers, I take those points. But honestly, if I'm a betting person, I'm probably just taking that now just to get up on it, and then you could always hedge it some way or something like that with something else. But I like the way it's going right now. Yeah, I love the Lakers at -1 there.
Next game Wednesday night, we got Heat Bucks. Giannis is expected to play. What's
8.5?
Ooh.
Just like that was game 1 as well too.
You know what? I'm taking the Bucks to cover 8.5. Giannis is gonna be a fucking madman on Wednesday night, and Butler tweeted the Bucks on his Instagram story, adding more fuel to the fire, man. And that Bucks team, they're gonna rout Miami Wednesday night. You can book it.
Yeah, and then just some breaking news. His ankle, Josh.
I got
Breaking news.
Josh Hart is officially doubtful for game 2. An ankle.
Oh, wow.
I just got the notification on my thing. I didn't see how, because I don't remember him hurt. Oh no, he did hurt it in the game. Yeah. That's right. Yeah. His ankle. So yeah, he's doubtful for game 2 now. So I think that makes us even more about that pick. So
yeah, 1-1 going to South Beach for game 3.
Agree.
And the last game Wednesday night, Nuggets Timberwolves, I think it's 2-0. And what's the points?
8.5 as well.
I'll stay away. But I will, if there's a point total for Minnesota, I'll take the over. I think they play better basketball. I think they'll score X amount of points. I think they'll definitely score over 80 points next game. And
I would agree on that. They score more than 80.
So but they're just overmatched. And then you got to give Gobert 25 minutes, and that his minus plus minus it's not good right now. And
so would you like, it's 223.5 for the game. You like the over for the game?
In Denver, altitude. That means Porter got to shoot well. That means Pope got to give you a few trades. That means
I think I like the over because again I think Minnesota plays better.
Well, 50 points better though.
Yeah, but I mean, but I think Minnesota's not a great defensive team either, and Denver's a really good offensive team. So I think Denver's one of the better.
So what you thinking? What 124, 101 or something?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, for sure.
I can see it, but it's gonna be a nail battle. You'll be the edge of your seat, I believe. If they come out hot, they score 60 points in the first quarter. You can sit back in. But
yeah, I'll take Denver in the points.
All right. Let's move on, man. So for a quick wrap up, we got it going into game 3. So when we be back with y'all on Friday, it'll be first 2 games will be over with. We got 2-0 Denver. We're gonna have 1-1 Clipper Phoenix. We're gonna have 2-0 Boston, 2-0 Philly. You got 1-1 Golden State, Sacramento. I got 2-0 Sacramento. I got 1-1 Knicks, Cleveland. What else I missed? I know I get one a little quicker than I should have. 2-0 Lakers.
If Ja doesn't play, yeah.
Yeah, 2-0 Lakers. And then we got – okay, let me start over. Sorry, guys. So we got 2-0 76ers, 1-1 or 2-0 Kings. Then we're going to have Hawks, Boston 2-0. Boston 2-0, 1-1 Knicks, Cleveland, 1-1 Clippers, Phoenix, 2-0 Lakers, Memphis. We're going to have 1-1 I'm missing something. 2-0 Denver, and I'm missing a Wednesday night game. Oh, yeah, 1-1 Bucks Heat.
Bucks Heat, yeah.
All right, man. Let's move on. Let's talk about a little baseball here. Before we get started, if you're watching baseball right now, if you're just a diehard baseball fan, I like baseball right now. If you tune in, I watch Braves game. I watch every Braves game. If it might not be all 9 innings, but I watch a pretty good bit of it. Braves are playing excellent baseball, and baseball across the board right now is good. You got a lot of 500 teams. You got Angels up 500. You got a Red Sox 500. You got Diamondbacks surprisingly leading their division. You got Pirates playing good. I mean, all in all, I think MLB is very good right now. I think for a casual baseball fan, like I said, if you're really a baseball person right now, you're happy with what's going on. It's a lot of talent everywhere. You got your bottom feeders per usual, the Oaklands, the Washingtons, the Detroits, which we all suspected them to come in this season and not do well, Colorado. But like I said, you got the Diamondbacks right now. You got the Pirates playing well. You got Marlins 500. You got this whole AL West, this toss-up with the Rangers, Angels, Mariners, Houston, right there together. Minnesota playing well. Guardians playing well. So, I mean, all in all, AL East, you got fucking 5 people over 500, or 4 over 500. That's crazy.
That's what the AL East does.
Yeah, y'all ball out over there. But I told you to get your top 5 MLB teams right now.
Time to play the game!
I know, right? Triple H. So, I'm going to give you my number 1. Oh, no, we're going to do it simultaneously on the count of 3. You give me your number.
Now, just so we're going, this is like
kind of like a power ranking.
Yeah, but like right now, like not necessarily who we think like is the best team, like all the way, but just right now, who's like the top 5 teams. All right, yeah, that's fine.
You ready? Mm-hmm. 1, 2, 3. Braves. Can't go wrong. Braves are outstanding. They going on 2 sweeps in a row.
I knew you were going to go Braves.
We in San Diego right now. We're gonna repay them for how they came and whooped our ass in Atlanta. Max Fried on the mound. We're gonna go get us a series from them. And I think we keep that number 1 spot going into next week.
No, the Braves are great. They're great. They're they're my number 2. I mean, but the Rays are. I mean, they are. I know they haven't really beaten anybody until they beat the Blue Jays. But they're plus 72 right now. In the 16 games, plus 72. The next closest team is the Yankees, I think.
Yeah, plus
25.
At
plus 25, almost 3-1 on them.
I think Milwaukee high though. Milwaukee like plus 28.
Are they that high?
Yeah,
28. Okay, so they're close. But again, that's still like over 2.5 times more of the plus. I mean,
right.
Again, they haven't really beaten anybody, but the Rays are pitching good. They're hitting. They've already. I think I saw something like they've they hit 30 home runs in their first 10 games, and it took them like 35 games to get there last year. They're
good.
They're good. I still think they're going to finish second or third in that division, but right now, to me, they're the number one. And then who do you have at number two? I already said my Braves. I already said the Braves at two. So
so who you had at one?
I had the Rays.
I got Rays at number two.
So we just flip flop the 1-2 there. I mean,
14-2, you can't. I mean, you 14.
Yeah, and again, the Braves are playing great baseball. They're playing great baseball. I mean, they're a great team. Like they're a really good team. Like there's no surprises there.
All right, number 3. 1, 2, 3. Blue
Yankees.
Jays. I got the Blue Jays. I like the Blue Jays. I think
everybody likes the Blue Jays. Everybody likes the Blue Jays.
I think they're coming along right now. They started out the season kind of rough. I like what they got going on.
Yeah, I mean same thing with the Yankees. They're 10-6. I know I like the Yankees, but they're playing good baseball considering their IL is already like. And it's the same. 60% of our starters are on the IL. Like 3 of our main bullpen guys are. Our third baseman, our center fielder, shocker, Giancarlo Stanton just went to the IL with a hammy strain. Always some kind of muscle strain. He's great when he plays, but and he does play most of the time. But he's gonna have at least a couple stints on the IL with some kind of strain.
Just
muscle.
Too big.
Just too muscle. I mean, it's just like it's crazy. I mean, he'll end up hitting 35 home runs, driving in 90 runs, but he'll play 110 games.
I mean, you know what come with it when you play him, so that's why I don't even get upset when certain players get hurt.
Yeah.
Okay.
But all the other injuries are a little bit rough. But hopefully we can, we're getting through them now. But that's been the Yankees thing the last couple of years. They've had so many injuries, but somehow they just keep winning. But it doesn't matter now because it's just it's going to matter in the postseason really. So,
all right, number 4. 1, 2, 3. Brewers. Yeah, great. They playing great baseball right now. I'm gonna keep it short and simple with that. They just playing well. They defending, they pitching, and they're hitting. They're hitting hits. They ain't even hitting home runs. They single you to death, double you to death, walk you to death. They just playing all around good baseball.
No, they are. They're playing again. Are they a team that I will think be in the top 5 at the end of the season? I don't think so. You never know. I mean, I still like St. Louis in that division, but it's not gonna shock me. But right now, they're deserving of that. With us both the number 4 spot.
All right, number 5. 1, 2, 3.
Jays.
Yankees.
So we just have them switch to 3 and 5. So
a little bias, I guess. But I like y'all. Garrett Cole. Oh my God, he's on his AL Cy Young shit right now.
Who picked him to win the Cy Young this year? I don't know.
I forgot. But I just like y'all team. Like you said, injury, and y'all still prevail. Garrett Cole's pitching outstanding. Yankees do Yankee shit. It's just for y'all got to stay consistent and keep on doing it. And like I said, any slip up in that division right now, you can, if you go on a 4 or 5 game losing streak right now, you can put yourself in the hole. And I mean, you just got to keep it up right now because y'all have the best division in baseball right now. And any slip up from the Rays or the Blue Jays or y'all or the Orioles over 5. I mean, they're not going to be.
They're only a game behind the Yankees and Blue Jays. But again, you'll see these things start to work itself out as the season moves on. But and Judge has had a good start to the season too. Sometimes these guys have those big years and then come back and start off cool. But he's had a good start to the season as well too. So.
All right,
a lot of good things there, but a lot of some. But
gotta get help. At 5, you gotta speak your case.
They're playing good, but they're a good baseball team. I mean, they're pitching pretty. They're the one reason why I was looking at some stuff I couldn't. They're plus minus right now. Their run differential is 0.
Yeah,
they've given up 80 runs, which is just. I mean, they've given up almost twice as many runs as the Yankees and the Yankees and Rays.
Right.
And I've just never been a true believer in that pitching rotation. I know they have some names there, but that lineup is killer. So they'll hit themselves into one of those wild cards or division, however that ends. Again, probably all 3 of those teams again will be in the playoffs. So
while we at it, I want to give a shout out to the Twins and the Mets, even though I hate the fucking Mets because they're in our division, but they're playing good.
yeah, the Mets almost. I was close between the Mets and the Rays. The Mets and Blue Jays at my number 5 spots.
And like I said, the Twins, I want to shout y'all out. Y'all playing great baseball as well. So don't
keep winning, Twinnies. Keep winning.
Yeah. So
over 84.5.
We're gonna go transition. Give us an update on anybody that's keeping up. We got we all picked 3 teams, the over under. And the loser, third place person, gotta buy the winning team favorite jersey and wear it out. We gotta go out and about. And when we go out and about, the second place person gonna pay for dinner. So yeah, that's gonna be exciting at the end of the year. But
it's gonna really be awesome watching one of you wear a Red Sox jersey and watching Pedro wear like a Yankee jersey and you paying for dinner or something like that. It's gonna be fun. Or vice versa. Are you wearing a Mets jersey and Pedro buying dinner or something like that? That would be amazing.
We're going to McDonald's anyway. G Money got Seattle over 86.5. How you looking?
They are 8-8, so I would say that's
technically under.
They've won. They had a really bad start, but they've won 4 in a row. So hopefully they're turning that around.
Minnesota over 84.5, looking good.
Yeah, that's looking good.
Then we got Cincy under 65.5, and they're okay.
Yeah, they're 6-9. That I would prefer them to be a little bit less, but again, they started off better than I thought. They've tailed off a little bit now, so hopefully they keep losing some games.
All right, Pedro got Cubs over 76.5. He's looking good. Mm. Padres over 93.5. I think it's close on that one. So
they're actually a game under 500. So yeah. But again, I like the Padres. So I picked them to win the World Series. So
true. Well, anyway, Mets over 94.5. He's looking good on that pick as of right now. I took Detroit under 68.5. I'm very happy about that. They 5-9 right now. They just won 3 straight. They actually was 2-9. So I don't. Whoever, let me go see who gave them 4-3 wins. Fucking Giants. And Blue Jays gave them 1 too. So anyway,
Kansas City 4-12. Oof.
Yeah, they looking. Then I took Washington 100 loss club under 59.5. They just railed off a couple wins, if I'm not mistaken. They still 5-11. Like I said, I'd rather them to be 1-15, but
they'll get there. I think.
Then I got
they'll win 60. They'll win 60.
F that. Then we got Blue Jays over 90.5, and I'm still pretty excited about that as well. So even though that division is so tough, being that you don't play as many division opponents as you did in the previous years, give me a little more leeway, and I feel a little better about my pick there. Anything else you want to talk about in MLB?
No, I mean that's. I don't know if you want to mention the start that Shohei is having. Also, He's
walking a lot though. He's having a great season.
Yeah, 288 and 3-9, but he's leading the American League in
K's, right?
In ERA.
ERA.
3 starts, 0.47 ERA. It's pretty good.
He was out to a good start on this when we recorded this. He got rained out in Boston. He had 3 Ks through 2. Then like I said, they rained him out and he didn't come back out. He looks great. He got this pitch they call him the sweeper. It goes 20 inches horizontally. It's like you really gotta be anticipating that and knowing that he's throwing me a sweeper. I'm not gonna swing where the ball at. I know I gotta swing out here where the ball is going. So he's phenomenal. It's nothing better. We ever seen before. Yeah. And probably I hate to say ever again because you never know what happened in this lifetime, but. It's hard to ever get a person like a Shohei right now. Yeah,
his pitching is just like I never was. I didn't think he could. I didn't think he could keep up the busy. When he first came over, he pitched well, but he wasn't great. And I was like, he's going to end up turning into he'll end up being just a hitter eventually. Yeah. But he's proven me wrong. Let's see what happens where he moves. He's. That whole thing of not wanting to play in New York and a big market and things like that. So we haven't yet to really get. Aside from the WBC, we haven't really seen him on we haven't seen him on the big spotlight. So
I tuned into the Boston and Angels game because I knew Shohei was pitching, and they was giving the announcer was saying things of that Shohei loves Fenway Park. He loves the history of Fenway. Then he got his teammate Yoshida playing there. And he would be a great part of getting him over there. But, that was the Boston announcers, revving things up. But at the same time, I've heard the same thing. He has a passion for the history of the sport, and he want to play somewhere historic like Chicago Cubs, Boston. He's, like you said, heard things he don't want to be in the New York light. He want to leave the West Coast. And, Boston would have the money to pay him.
If they want to deal it out, they've seemed to put their pocketbook away.
I think you open it for Shohei. I don't give a damn.
I would think so, but I still think he stays in the way. I still think he stays. I think he ends up a Dodger. That just seems. I think the West Coast life is more his.
So, do you think it's during season that LA gets something back for him, or are you gonna wait till the offseason?
I think it probably depends if they're in it or not. But again, and I heard some people talking about this too. Is like even if they're out of it, like can they actually trade him? Like what do you what are you saying to your fans when you trade?
If Shohei comes out and say I'm not coming back, you got to trade him though.
Yeah, but I don't think he's ever going to say that. Because if you just trade him in the middle of the season, even if you guys are losing, you're basically telling your fan base like we're not going to pay him, which is the optics of that is just looks so bad. It's one of those things where you may just have to hold on to him and then just you'll get the pick, you'll get the first round pick if he signs somewhere else, but the haul you would get for him if you traded him is, even going into free agency, you're still gonna get a lot for him because they said he's the modern day, the modern day Babe Ruth. But he's doing it at the same time. He's doing it at the same time. That's the one thing. As much as I love me some Babe Ruth, like Babe Ruth kind of didn't do it at the same time. He was a great pitcher, hit a little bit, and then switched to hitting, and obviously became the Bambino. So
right.
But it's pretty amazing.
All right, we're gonna wrap this thing up, man. Y'all already know how we do it here, man. We always end on positivity. I'm just going to keep it short and simple and say, believe in yourself, look in the mirror, be the shit that you are. Go out in the world, make a mark on this, live that dash to the best of your ability, and don't live regrets, man. You got a girl you like, ask her out. Goddamn it. You got a job, you want to go fill the application out. Everything you don't shoot is a miss. Everything you don't go after is a no. It's hate to live in regret, man. So, anything you want to say?
Orange and blue skies.
Yeah.
Orange and blue skies. Yeah. Go New York, go New York, go.
Atlanta, get you one, man. I'm rooting for y'all. I know it's a terrible, terrible situation y'all in. But
let's go Rangers.
Get you one, Atlanta. But
Hockey Rangers.
I thank you, and I'm grateful you listen to the LK Sport Podcast.